for an extreme makeover. This was a dollar store project that we did a while back. It was a nice little holiday house. Today we're gonna spruce it up a bit and give it a new look for fall. This entire miniature house is made out of foam board. Let's start by clearing off all of the holiday decorations. Gotten a little dusty, so let's get this all cleaned up. We want a nice, clean surface to work with. And I'm going to remove the tree over here on the side. Let's start with the door. Carefully remove the doorknob. Take jumbo wood craft sticks, measure them to the drawings on the door, glue them right onto the door, trim the outside of the door with coffee stirrers. I'm using a hot glue gun to attach all of the wood. I glued the wood to the outside and the inside. This makes the foam strong enough so we can paint it. I'm using paper for a small drop cloth. I'm using sage green acrylic paint to paint the door. I'm probably gonna need more than one coat. While waiting for the door to dry, I'm going to remove the railing. I'm using an X-Acto knife to cut it away. I want to open up this space just so we have more access to the front porch of the house. Let's cut 3 inches off of the front and cut the lower half of the columns. Take the lower half, remove the width of 2 pieces of foam board from the top, cut extra foam board into strips, glue them around the base to make it larger. Glue scrapbook paper going around it, cut 2 small squares of foam board, glue them onto the top and bottom to make a pillar. That should fit perfectly under our column. But before we glue that into place, remove the bottom of the other columns. Our door is dry. Let's glue down scrapbook paper so it looks like whitewashed wood. Take another piece of foam board, measure it to the bottom of the house, draw an inner line that's a tiny bit smaller. Cut another piece of foam board into 2-inch strips. Cut a few to match the inner outline of the house. Cover with a brick scrapbook paper. Glue it onto the foam board following the lines drawn. Cut more 2-inch strips. Glue them going long ways all the way down for support. Now we can place the house on top. We have to work fast and glue it in place to raise it up and make the floor stronger. The first time we made this house, we used 1 piece of foam board for the floor. I felt like it needed some reinforcement, so we put the slats underneath and now it's nice and strong. But it's a little high, so we're gonna need to make a step. Cut a piece of foam board, cover it with the wood grain paper, glue 1-inch foam underneath, cover it with a brick paper, then glue it in front. Cut cardstock, glue 2 pieces together, glue them onto the house, overlapping them, and I'm using the drawn lines as a guide. That took a while, but we got the entire house covered, and I think the added glue made the walls a little sturdier. Cut clear plastic from packaging, glue it over the windows, cut thin strips of foam and glue them on for trim. Use more foam board to cover any rough edges, like on the sides of the house. And I added a little extra trim above the door. Take a picture hook, glue it onto the door for a door handle. Let's cover the columns with a light wood scrapbook paper. Now we can glue the pillars underneath. Cut a small rectangle of black cardstock, glue it onto more cardstock to make it thicker. Cut a small piece of craft foam and glue it on top. Glue it onto the side of the door to make a doorbell. Cut rectangles of leftover clear plastic. Cut 4. Cut a small piece of craft foam. Glue the clear plastic around the edges. Glue a bead inside. Cut and glue on thin strips of black paper. I'm covering the edges, the corners, the sides. Glue a few going across. Glue it above the door to make a light. Cut giant craft sticks. These are about 1.25 inches wide. Glue coffee stirrers around the sides, and I added one going across the middle. Paint them, allow them to dry, then glue them onto the sides of the windows. To make shutters, take a wood plank scrapbook paper, cut it into strips, glue them onto the roof, staggering them to look like shingles. Glue down more paper in front of the step. I'm using brick. Maybe they have a brick sidewalk. I picked up a large stick from outside. I'm gonna glue it right onto the side of the house. Take an artificial plant, cut the branches, glue them onto the tree to bring out those fall colors. I bought some artificial grass from the hardware store, cut it and glue it onto the base. Take small clay pots. These were about 50 cents at Michael's. Pick out some artificial plants, place them in the pot, then place the pot on the stairs. Repeat for a little symmetry. Use stickers, place them on one of the columns for the house number. I used 2010, the year we started our YouTube channel, completing our extreme makeover. Wow, our house went from this to that. We're getting it ready for fall with the leaves that are changing colors and the flowers that look like mums. And I love this. When the seasons change, just remove the leaves and switch them out for greener ones. That's gonna be a lot of fun shopping for new leaves. Oh, I guess we better change this back. Back to fall. The open porch allows us to use this space a lot more. I love the doorbell, and this little handle is like the best doorknob we have ever made. And it's so simple. And since we're doing that whole college theme lately, we could totally use this as a sorority house. One of our new logos is the XO triangle. It stands for craft, reuse, recycle. We're gonna use the XO triangle to make some kind of Greek name for our sorority. I am totally making this up. I'm not following any kind of Greek rules here. We're gonna make the X stand for Xena. We're gonna make the O for Omega, and the triangle, well, we're just gonna say it's Tri. So the name of our sorority is Xena Omega Tri. Xena Omega Tri! I got some stickers here. They're not Greek letters, but we're gonna try to make it work. We have a nice big shiny X right here. Place it on the door. I'm using an upside down U for Omega and an upside down V for Tri. That'll work until I can find some Greek letters. Overall, I am loving this makeover because it allowed us to recycle an earlier project into something new. I'm not loving this. I'm gonna change the U to an O. I know that's not what an omega looks like, but hey, this is an alternate universe, anything goes. Thank you for joining us for this extreme My Froggy Stuff makeover. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and the Frog Vlog. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
I can't help that I miss you now. I can't help that I miss you now.